When they were young, many people believed retirement was still far away, so they focused more on spending money in the present instead of preparing for the future. But as they grew older, many Americans admitted that their biggest financial mistake was not saving and investing early enough. One man shared that after retiring, he withdrew all the money from his 401k to buy a house without fully understanding the financial consequences behind that decision. Not only did he lose nearly half of the money to taxes, but he also lost the opportunity for those savings to continue growing over many more years. Another woman opened a Roth IRA account at the age of 54, but she simply let the money sit there because she did not realize that investing was necessary for it to grow. Years later, after receiving guidance from a financial advisor, her savings finally began to increase significantly. The older people in the video all shared the same important message. Start saving as early as possible, even if it is only a small amount each week. Money needs time to grow through compound interest, and time is the greatest advantage young people have. They also emphasize that retirement savings should not be spent all at once, and that financial education should begin early in life. According to them, if they had understood investing and managed their money wisely at age 25 instead of waiting until 55, their lives in old age would have been completely different. Many people in the video shared that debt became one of the greatest pressures they faced as they entered old age. Sadly, most of that debt did not come from luxury lifestyles or reckless spending, but from unexpected hardships in life. One family explained that they had to rely on credit cards to cover basic bills during difficult financial times. After missing just one payment, the interest rates skyrocketed, and their debt quickly doubled within only a few months. From that moment on, they found themselves trapped in a cycle of borrowing with no clear way out. Another man recalled the period when his family borrowed money to buy a home with an extremely high interest rate. At first, they believed they could manage the payments, but over time, the interest kept growing until the loan became impossible to handle. Eventually, they were forced to leave the farm that had once been the family's most valuable asset. The experience became such a painful memory that he still avoids thinking about it today. Many people also admitted that they made financial decisions based too much on emotion. They helped friends and relatives or lent money to others without considering their own financial limits. Only later in life did they realize that kindness must also come with boundaries. If you fail to protect yourself financially, it becomes very easy to fall into hardship at an age when there is little time left to recover and start over again. The biggest lesson they wanted to pass on to younger generations was to live with a clear financial plan, avoid depending heavily on debt, and always keep emergency savings ready for unexpected situations that life may bring. One of the most painful lessons many older people shared in the video was that health and finances are deeply connected. When they were younger, they believed that working hard alone would be enough to secure their future. But when serious illness unexpectedly entered their lives, nearly all of their financial plans were completely disrupted. One man explained that he never imagined he would be diagnosed with pancreatic cancer at the age of 62. Even though he had health insurance, he still had to spend thousands of dollars on chemotherapy, surgeries, and years of ongoing treatment. The savings he had spent a lifetime building disappeared quickly just to keep himself alive. Another man shared that his wife once had a stable job with a good income, but after developing serious heart problems, she could no longer continue working. The family's income dropped almost immediately, while medical expenses continued rising every single day. Some people were eventually forced to survive entirely on disability benefits because their health no longer allowed them to work. What frightened them the most was not only the illness itself, but also the feeling that they no longer had control over their future. Many of them also realized that years of physically demanding work had slowly damaged their bodies over time. By the time they reached old age, they were dealing with multiple health problems that made earning additional income extremely difficult. The message they wanted to pass on to younger generations was very clear. Take care of your health early, maintain a healthy lifestyle, and always prepare an emergency fund for unexpected situations. because sometimes a single medical crisis can completely change both your life and your financial future in an instant. Many people in the video once believed that early retirement would bring a peaceful and carefree life after years of hard work. But reality turned out to be very different from what they had imagined. One man shared that he retired at the age of 58 after losing his job and believed he had saved enough money for the future. At first, not having to wake up and go to work every morning felt relaxing and freeing. However, after only a short time, boredom and a deep sense of emptiness began to appear. He no longer had important decisions to make, coworkers to talk to, or the feeling that he was still useful and needed like before. Some others admitted that retirement brought them more anxiety than happiness. Without a steady source of income, they began worrying that their savings would run out before the end of their lives. Some people once hoped to live a long life surrounded by family, but after retiring, the fear of outliving their money became a constant pressure they faced every single day. Many tried returning to part-time work to earn extra income and keep themselves busy, but age quickly became a major obstacle. They sent job applications everywhere, but rarely received responses. One woman explained that even though she had a college degree and strong office skills, employers still preferred hiring younger workers. Experiences like these made many older adults feel as though they no longer had value in today's job market. Based on their experiences, they advised younger generations not to rush into retirement if they are still able to work. A job provides more than just money. It also gives people purpose, social connections, daily structure, and the feeling that they are still contributing something meaningful to the world around them. One of the greatest regrets many older people shared in the video was not about how much money they earned, but about not having the courage to pursue the work they truly loved. When they were young, many chose careers based on stability, salary, or pressure from family instead of listening to their own passions. They believed that having a secure job would automatically lead to happiness. But over time, the feeling of emptiness and lack of motivation in their work slowly grew stronger. One man in the video shared that he used to be a self-taught musician who deeply loved music. When he was younger, he played guitar in small clubs and earned very little money. Worried about his future, he eventually gave up music to pursue jobs that offered a more stable income. Even though his financial life later became safer and more secure, he always carried regret for not continuing to follow what he truly loved. According to him, music was the one thing that made him feel most connected to his true self. Another woman explained that she had worked as a teacher for many years, but deep inside, she always knew that the career was not right for her. After years of forcing herself to continue, she finally decided to become a librarian, even though the salary was lower. Surprisingly, that period became one of the happiest times in her life because going to work each day brought her joy instead of stress and emotional exhaustion. The older people in the video wanted to send a clear message. Money is important, but meaningful work is even more valuable. They encouraged younger generations to be brave enough to change direction if they feel unhappy with their current path, and not to abandon their passions simply because of fear, pressure, or society's expectations.